Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the session. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I see we've got quite a few of you who have joined. We've got Caitlin, we've got Asipe. Hello. We've got Asipe, we've got Atenkosi, Dineo, Jaden, Karabo, Karen, Live, Luyanda, Luazi, Rusejo, Silindile, Sola, and Mbali. How are you all doing today, and how do you find trigonometry? If you can just let me know, maybe a word to describe your relationship with trigonometry. How do you find it?
Sometimes it's okay, but normally when it's in the test, I get all nervous and then I seem to forget the stuff.
Okay, so you've got a kind of, mixed relationship with trigonometry. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's challenging, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What about the rest of you? How do you all find trigonometry? How do you all find trigonometry? Let's see. Not my favorite. Okay, it's fine. It's an uphill battle. Okay, so I hope that, today we will revise enough so that you feel confident with the concepts of trigonometry. Okay. All right, so I've just shown you on the screen here some rules. Have you all seen these rules before? These ones here and these ones here. Have you all seen these rules before? Just shout out yes if you have.
Yes.
Okay, what about the rest of
Yes.
you? Okay, that's only two people.
Yes.
Okay, and the other? Okay, so it seems as though all of you have seen these rules before, right? You've gotten it in your formula sheet and you've used them to solve, right? You can only solve your trigonometry if you have the rules from the formula sheet to be able to solve, right? Some of you do learn the rules by heart, so you don't need to have the formula sheet. That does save a lot of time. So I would encourage you to try and do that as well if you can. Okay, so, right. Let's look at some of the rules, right? So we've got this rules here first, which is sine A plus B and cos A plus B. What do we call those rules? They are called the compound angle formulas. Is that right? Who's going to agree or disagree? Yes, Asipe, thank you. Okay, you've got a thumbs up there. Some of you in the chat saying, yes, it's compound angle. Thank you. And then we've got the 2 alpha, which is the double angle formula. So we've got the sine 2 and we've got the cos 2. So that is your double angle. And then here on the right-hand side, we've got a big diagram here. What do we call this? Excuse me, what do we call this diagram? What do we call this diagram? We call it the
Cartesian plane.
Cartesian plane, but we usually call it the the cast rule also, hey? Yeah, but the Cartesian plane showing the cast rule. So here we've got cos, here we've got all, here we've got sine, and here we've got tan. Okay, Atinkosi, have you seen this diagram before? Benedicta, have you seen this? Dineo? Jaden, have you seen this
Yes,
diagram?
sir.
You've all seen it. Okay, great. I got this diagram from online. Yeah. What does this diagram tell us? It tells us that in this quadrant, cos is, ooh, that's quite big. Let me make that a bit smaller. In this quadrant, cos is positive. So cos is positive here. In this quadrant here, all are positive. In this quadrant here, sine is positive. And in this quadrant here, tan is positive. Okay, have you learned it like this, Loazi?
Yes, I have.
Okay, great. So we've got some rules here. Let's look here. Here it tells us cos 360 minus theta, and cos gives us a positive value, see? But the rest are negative, right? In this quadrant here on the top, we've got all are positive. In this sine one here, we've got sine 180 minus theta. Sine is positive, but the others are negative. And this bottom one here, we've got 10, 180 plus theta. 10 is positive and the others are negative, right? Very, very importantly as well in this diagram, we learn about these ones with the 90s. Sine 90 minus theta becomes cos theta. Cos 90 minus theta becomes sine theta. And these are very important. A lot of people make mistakes with this. Sine 90 plus theta is cos. And then cos 90 plus theta is minus sine. Okay. Sola, how are you finding this diagram? Where's Sola? Yeah, thumbs up. Okay. Thanks, Sola. Okay. Itumeleng, how are you finding this diagram? Do you understand it? Okay. Thanks, Itumeleng. Okay, great. Thanks for the message. All right, so we're going to use this diagram to solve. We also get some which are called the negative angles, which are not here. So I'm going to just write them in. So we got the negative angles. So negative angles. So we've got your cos minus theta equals sine minus theta equals, and then we've got tan. So what is sine minus theta? Does it give us positive or negative sine? This one here, the sine one, what does it give us? Positive or negative sine theta? You can type in the chat, let me know, or you can unmute. Sine gives us, take your calc, yes, thank you, Dineo. So it's negative, so it's minus sine theta, right? If you forget, you just take your calculator and you plug this sine minus 60 and any acute angle, and you'll see it will give you a negative value, right? Cos will give you a positive value, and then tan also a negative value. Okay, so with this, we get positives and negatives based on the identity, right? If it's cos, it will be positive. If it's sine, it will be negative, and tan will be negative as well. So very important to remember the negative angles also. Okay, so yeah, I hope you have this diagram. You're welcome to take a screenshot of it, but we're going to move on to questions now. Any questions regarding this diagram, the cast rule? Any questions regarding the cast rule? Nope. Okay. Okay, thanks, Sola. Okay. Are you all ready to try questions? Those that can unmute, please say yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you, live. What about the rest of you? Are you ready to try questions? I've got messages here from Sola, Caitlin, Karen, thank you. The person who unmuted now as well, thank you. Thank you, Jaden. Okay, so I'm going to let you do the hard work in this first one. This is from the 2017 DBE paper. And we've got this question here. It says, given sine A minus 360 cos 90 plus A cos 90 minus A times 10 minus A. Simplify the expressions to a single trigonometric ratio. So let us try it out and you can just shout out your answer once you get it. Try this one based on the diagram. You can just type out your answer once you get it. I'm going to wait for your answers. Okay, see, I've got some answers here. You can just give me your final answer. Okay, I'm getting lots of different answers. I'm going to give it another 1 minute, then we can continue. I'm actually just rewriting this question on the right-hand side here because I'm going to need all the space. So hope I wrote that down right. Let me just compare. Yes, okay. Right, let's have a look, right? We've got the first one, sine A minus 360. Different people do this. Everybody does it differently, but I like doing it this way. So I'm going to say here, sine, I take out a negative here and make it 360 minus A, like that. And then cos 90 plus A. What is cos 90 plus A? Let's go back to our diagram. Cos 90 plus A is minus sine theta, see? So it's minus sine A. So we got cos 90 plus A is minus sine A. Okay. And then cos 90 minus theta just becomes sine A. Sorry, 90 minus A becomes sine A. And 10 minus A is minus 10A. Okay. Then we got sine minus 360 minus A. Remember, a sine with a negative becomes negative sine. So it's going to become negative sine 360 minus A times minus sine A all over sine A times minus 10A. Okay. Then we've got minus sine 360 minus A. Remember 360 minus, it's actually a positive sign then because it's 360 minus is minus sine, right? So this, because it's got a 360 minus, sine is negative. So it's actually minus sine A. And we've got a minus in the front there. So this becomes positive sine A. So it's sine A times minus sine A over sine A times minus 10A. This is what I have so far. Okay, who has this so far? Or who's lost and needs clarification on any of the steps? Please do unmute yourself and ask. No, that is a bit of a long kind of way to use the compound angle formula. I wouldn't recommend it. It's just too many solutions, right? Yeah, you have to use the cast rule where we're doing reduction, right? Instead of using the compound angle. The compound angle formula will be really, really big in terms of your solution. So I would discourage that. Best to do the reduction formula using the cast rule, okay? Okay. I just want to know from a thumbs up, who has this so far? Who has this so far? Let's have a look. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Atenkosi, thank you live. Who else has this so far? Atenkosi, do you have a question? Thanks, Karen. Yeah, so with the 360 minus, it has to be, you can make it to minus 360 minus a, right? Right, so this isn't the final answer. So what we're going to do next, we're going to cancel. So this will cancel with this. And then we're going to be simplifying it further. So once we simplify it further, remember, what is 10? The minus and the minus will also cancel. So it's going to be sine A over sine A over cos A, right? Which will then become sine A times cos A over sine A. Yeah, times cos A over sine A. And why is that? Because it is turpin times, right? So the final answer will then be cos A. Okay. How are you feeling about this question? Please let me know if you can type a word there, just so that I know where you're at in terms of this question. Atenkosi, do you have your hand raised? Okay, Resejo, that's not a problem as long as you get the same answer. There's different ways to do it. Some people change things differently, solve differently, as long as you get the same final answer, right? Thanks, Asipe, you're feeling happy. Itumeleng gave a thumbs up. That's great. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think the kind of challenging ones would most likely be here. Maybe, yeah, these ones as well. The 90 plus and the 90 minus, because those are your your co-functions, right? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Karaba. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Atinkosi. You understand this. It's perfect. No questions. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, we've got this diagram here. It says in the diagram, P is 3 and T is a point in the Cartesian plane. OP equals square root 34 and HOP equals B or beta is a reflex angle. Without the use of a calculator, determine the value of T, tan B, and cos 2B. So let's do the first one. Let's find T. If you can find T, please let me know. Let's find T. Let's find T. You can just type in the chat or shout your answer out. T equals -5, I have. Okay, who else has an answer? Okay, I've got t equals -5. Okay, I'm getting a lot of -5. Okay, let's look. So t is what? It is the y, right? So we've got a y here, which represents, ooh, yeah, let's make this a bit there. So we've got here, this represents x and this represents y, right? And we can actually complete the triangle here and make that 90 degrees, right? And we can now find the missing values. So we've got x is 3. So this is 3. And then y is t. And we can solve it using Pythagoras, right? So we can say OH squared plus t squared equals to square root 34 squared. And OH we know is 3 squared, right? So it's 9 plus the t squared equals to 34, right? So t squared equals to 25. So t equals to plus or minus 5 because it's the square root of 25. But what do we know about this t? This t has to equal -5 because it is in the negative y. It's negative y value. See here? So t must be -5. Okay, great.
Sir,
Yes?
I just wanted to ask you, do they penalize you for not writing OH plus T? Because I wrote x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, as long as you get the same answer and show some, you can write a reason next to this as well and say Pythagoras, right? Okay, so tan beta, what is tan beta? Now tan is opposite over adjacent, right? Or, so this is opposite over adjacent or y over x, eh? So what is the y value here and what is the x value? What is tan beta? What is the value of that? If you can just share with me what your answer for tan beta is. Who's going to give me the first answer? What is your y? Your y is -5 and your x is 3. Yes, thank you, Itumeleng. So tan beta is -5 over 3. And then we have cos 2 beta. What is cos 2 beta? Now we're going to look at our formulas for this. Cos beta, we've got 3 formulas. I'm going to use the one which says 2 cos squared beta minus 1. Okay, 2 cos squared beta minus 1. Asipe, for the tan beta, we don't have to show the angle. They just want the fraction, right? They just want tan beta, not the value of beta on its own. And then 2 cos squared beta minus 1. We're going to look, what is cos squared beta? It's 2 and cos is adjacent over hypotenuse squared minus 1. So it's 3 over square root 34 minus 1, which gives us 2 times 9 over 34 minus 1. Okay. 2 times 9 over 34 minus 1, which then gives us 18 over 34 minus 1, which is minus 16 over 34. Okay, just have a look at that. I think it doesn't matter which of your formulas you use. All of them will work out, right? Here. You can use any of them, right? Any of the three formulas, right? Okay. So it is minus 16 over 34 or minus 8 over 17. Okay. Any questions regarding this one? No questions. Okay. All righty. Okay, so we can move on then, I guess, if there's no questions. How are you feeling about this question that says without a calculator? Are you feeling okay about it? Any questions? Nope. Okay, just show me a thumbs up for those of you who are okay, so I can just see what's happening with you at the moment. Thanks, Sola. Thanks, Asipe. Thanks, Itumeleng. Luazi Mbali. Slindile. Rekomoditswe. Live, Jaden. Okay, okay, great. You must try it again though. It is on the web, on the app, so you can try it again and do it again, right? Just to make sure you definitely understand. Okay, now I'm going to give you the next one to try. It says prove. So the next one says prove that sine A plus B. Ooh, where did this go? Says prove that sine A plus B minus sine A minus B equals 2 cos A sine B. And we need to prove it, right? So let's try that. Just let me know in the chat or unmute and let me know if you've gotten it, if you are able to prove it, right? And I know you're good to go and that we can move on together. Yep. I hope those of you who are joining the live stream are also trying this out and the questions are looking okay. Let's see who's got it. Please message me to let me know that you have the answer. Okay, Sola, you've got a negative point there. You'll have to just check. It might be when you times it in the negative. Remember, the signs all change. So just check that, right? Might be when you times it in that you didn't change the signs. Thank you for that, Itumeleng. Okay, Karaba, thank you. What about the rest of you? There's quite a few of you here. If you can please type in the chat or unmute and let me know that you got it. Thanks, Rosejo. Thanks, Selindile, Karen, Atinkosi. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's have a look. Sine A plus B is sine A cos B. And sine, remember, is plus, right? Plus cos A sine B minus sine cos sine, like that, right? Sine cos sine. And now we're going to get rid of the bracket there. So it's sine cos sine minus sine cos plus cos sine. Okay. And then we're going to see what can we cancel. We've got sine A cos B. This one here can cancel, see? With this one. And then I end up with 2 cos A sine B. 2 cos A sine B. Okay, everybody got that? Great. Okay, cool. Okay, well done, everybody. Now the next one says, without the use of a calculator, that sine 77 degrees minus sine 43 degrees equals sine 17 degrees. That's what we need to show. How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? You maybe want to try. I'll give you about 3-4 minutes and then we can compare. Please do let me know if you have it so maybe we can help each other. Who's got it? Silentile, Rosejo, Karen, Dineo, Sola, Swelitle, who's got it? It's a bit of a tricky one, this, eh? Asipe, what about you? Benedicta? Okay, I'm going to give you some tips. With solving this is what we're going to do, right? So you're using this, you're going to say, ooh, it's 5.3.2. We're going to say here, we've got sine 77, so that's going to be sine. We need to see how can we use special angles. So it will be 60 plus 17 minus sine 60 minus 17. We need to see how can we use special angles here, because we need to try and make it look like the first one. See what was happening in the first one? We need to make it look similar to that. So we need to look for special angles and see how do we convert this one here, the 77 and the 43, how do we convert it to this? Okay, so how do we convert it to sine A plus B and sine A minus B? So what values can we plug into the place of A and B to make it look like the first one, right? And one of them needs to be a special angle, right? So this one here, we need to look for what values can we plug in the place of A and B so that one, and one of them must be a special angle. Okay. Okay. So this is the first part of the situation. Please just show me a thumbs up if you understand how to get the A and B. And if not, please also comment in the chat. Okay, thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Sola. Okay, lots of you, Luazi, Silingile. Okay, lots of you, Caitlin. Thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to see. You can expand it out, but why should we do that? Because we know sine A plus B minus sine A minus B actually equals to 2 cos A sine B, right? So it's going to be 2 cos A sine B based on the previous one. I'm going to just write you proven. So this equals to 2 cos 60 sine 17. Okay. And this is without a calculator. So you're going to have to know your special angle rules with either the Venn diagram or the triangles. What is cos 60? So it's 2 cos 60 is a half times sine 17. So 2 times a half is 1. So we end up with just sine 17 degrees.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
How did you get the 2 cos A and sine B again?
Oh, I just used the previous answer because it's like one follows the other one. So we proved in
Oh,
the previous one that sine A plus B minus sine A minus B gives us 2 cos A sine B. So I'm just using this previous answer here, see?
oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's a follow-on. It's like a hence question, him. And then we get sine 17. And then we've got that that's proven, right? Did they ask us? Oh, yeah, we've proven it. Okay, they don't ask us. That's it, right? So this is sine 17. We've proven it then, him. It's a nice orange color. Okay. Any questions regarding this one? It's quite tricky, but it's doable. The more you do of them, you identify it easier, right? Okay. Any questions? Tsepo, Swelihle? No, okay. Karabo, okay, perfect. Okay, this is it from me. Coco is going to tell you about the homework on trigonometry. And yeah, I'm going to see you again on Saturday. We're going to be looking at more trig, but more the applications of trigonometry, right? So you must know your 2D and 3D trig for that. But yeah, this is it from me. And if you have no questions, I'm going to hand you over to Coco, who's going to tell you about the homework and about where we're at. We've got one more lesson left with P2 revision, and that's that. Coco?
Yes, thank you, Teacher Depeche.
Great.
That was actually quite challenging and you made it look very easy. So thanks for that.
I'm glad.
Okay. Hi, guys. For those of you, I think I see a couple of new faces. For those of you who are new, hello, I am Coco. I'm one of the teachers here at Watobi. I will be your mentor for the grade 12 program until the end of the year. We will be having another one after your prelim exams in term 4, but we'll discuss that with you guys a little bit later on. All right, so I'm just going to take you guys through what we've seen so far and what is going to happen in the next couple of days. Okay, so we've gone through the first 4 lessons from Monday all the way up until now. On Thursday, on Saturday, you'll see we're going from the 26th to the 28th, so we won't be here tomorrow. We're coming in on Saturday at 10 a.m. and we will have a 2-hour lesson with Teacher Depeche, and he'll be going through measurement, mensuration, and trigonometric application. So we'll be looking at 3D trig. So that's your sine rule, your cosine rule, and so on. Okay, so join us Saturday at 10 a.m. Okay, until 12 if you can. I just need to remind you, Matrix, if you do have extra classes at school and you can't make any of these classes, they are available for viewing on our website or on our YouTube page. Just look for the playlist that says grade 12 live and you'll find all the classes that we've gone through so far if you want to do a review of any of them, paper 1 or paper 2 as well. Okay, so the homework that we're going to be looking at today, you're all going to click on topic and we're going to scroll down to exam revision, and then we're going to look at the paper 2 2018 paper, and we're going to be looking at question 5. It will be a bit more on the same thing that you've been looking at today with Teacher Depeche. All right, guys, that is it from me and Teacher Depeche. Thank you so much for joining us. We're loving your participation. Great stuff, guys. And hopefully we'll see you guys on Saturday morning. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.